Hello, hello Sagittarius. Welcome to your November 2019 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Sagittarius. And before we get started, I just wanted you guys to know that anything that you're looking for in terms of working with me, my newsletter, all of the other stuff is in the description box, as well as all of the decks that I'm using. And go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you'd like more content. And other than that, let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to lay this spread out and then we'll get started. Okay, everybody, let's start with your oracle cards this month. Defend your tenderness. Okay, so this is really reminding you to not put up too many walls when things don't go your way, or if there's somewhat of a rupture in a relationship or in an experience, which is normal for people. It's not a call to just become cold as a result. This is saying that you want to try for something a bit more evolved so that you don't close off that part of yourself that actually feels. Keep this in mind if you are dealing with any relational issues this month. Okay, and then we also have get creative. Try something new, do something you haven't done before, get creative regarding your work or family life or your approach to making new friends or finding a new job. I mean, anything that you could possibly want, the solution is to get creative, or even the way you approach relationships, right? Getting creative in that space is going to be helpful. Expansion, more of your higher self is calling for expression. Your capacity is growing. The horizon beckons. Same thing with the get creative card. More of your higher self is calling for expression. Part of that is probably going to come through creatively. I would also extend that into manifestation. Is there something you actually want to build and create in the material 3D world? How are you going to make that happen creatively? What can you do? How can you kind of work with the energy that you're dealing with and shift your energetic state to make that a reality? Okay, now this spread is much different than what I normally do. I have past, present, future sitting here in the center with oracle cards, your outer world and your inner world. So I'm not doing a timeline today. Yes, I know all of you will be so angry. So the past card is release, and I see this as something you've already done. Release is just like, okay, I'm done with that. I've cut it loose. I'm not doing that anymore. So that's what you have kind of vowed to do in this position. At least that's what I'm reading for you. So now, with the release card, this means you actually have space, you have some vacancy sitting in front of you. Let's see what's going on in the present moment. It is within reach. So what is it? That's the question that comes up here. What are you reaching for? What are you aiming for? Because this is highlighting it's right there, like you've almost got it. And so if you're kind of frustrated, feeling blocked, or like things aren't fully coming together, really soak in this energy that it is within reach. You can kind of think about it as everything that you want and desire is already kind of circling around you. It's just about you being open to it is what makes it flow in. And then in the future position, we have cultivate stillness. This means that in order to build what you want to build or go where you want to go, the only logical solution is that you do have to cultivate stillness in order to sustain a certain level of energy. It doesn't matter how you do it, what your preferred method is. It just means that you're going to need to find this and tap into this somehow, in some form, in some way. So meditation is great, exercise is great, any type of thing that quiets the mind is going to be helpful. Okay, now let's look at what's going on outside of yourself this month. Nine of Pentacles. So this is enjoying the fruits of your labor. Like, how hard have you been working? What have you been doing? What is the payoff? Because it seems like that's starting to roll in. So this is an exciting card to have, just because it's saying, yes, all of those things that you've been working for are starting to pop up and make an appearance. And then we have Strength, Personal Power. This also is a card that reminds me of it is within reach. And I just see this as the things that you've been working really hard for, or wherever you've been putting your stamina, that's what's coming through now. So I see these cards as kind of working together as well. Like, whatever you've really used your strength and put your strength behind, that's how it's popping up as the reward, so to speak. I want to make it clear that if you're focusing on like building 6 different things or making 6 different things happen, I'm not telling you that all of them are going to come to life this month, right? Some things take different amounts of time in order to build, create, whatever. And so don't see this as, oh my God, everything's going to happen this month. Not necessarily. It depends what you've been using most of your energy for. That's why the Strength card is coming up here. And then we have the Page of Pentacles showing up for new endeavors or new projects. This is also an indication of professional opportunity or financial opportunity. So let's see what else is going on. I'm going to clarify this card. We have the Four of Wands. So this is the happy home celebration. Maybe this has something to do with like thick party, engagement, something celebratory going on. You might find that there's a lot of connections wrapped up in that, or because when I'm looking at the Four of Wands, I'm thinking a place that people gather. And so you might want to kind of crank up your socializing skills in November, because it looks like there's a lot of opportunities that kind of live in that socializing, networking, event space. Whatever you might be looking for, it literally doesn't matter. It could be a home, a babysitter, a new job, like a realtor, a lawyer. I don't know what you're actively seeking out. This is just saying that's attainable and accessible. I would look particularly at the event spaces. Okay, now let's see what's going on internally for you in November. The Hanged Man. So part of this is really going to revolve around consistency. What are you doing every day? If you do something one time, it's going to be harder to build and get results from that one time action. So instead of focusing on, oh, I tried once, maybe give it a shot like 10, 20, 30 times and then see what happens. This is an indication that you want to focus on your stamina and your willingness to make attempts over and over and over and over again. That's going to be more helpful and beneficial for you than anything else. So keep at it, keep moving forward. And then we also have the Seven of Swords. This is some emotional reservation. So I think you might be more inclined to be hiding feelings this month. This is the sneaky thief card. And I'm not saying that that's necessarily good or bad. Hiding feelings can sometimes be strategic and make sense in certain contexts. So I'm not going to tell you like, oh, this is bad, you need to do something with your feelings. Not necessarily. I understand there's a lot of nuance regarding circumstance. However, I would recommend looking at, why is this going on? What is this about? What's really the wound that's being pressed? Or what's the issue around this? It's just a place to explore. You don't necessarily know what you want to do with this energy yet. It's just a place to kind of investigate and ask yourself, why? Is there a reservation around this? Why is there a withholding? Why is there a need to kind of fly under the radar with your emotions or with your tenderness, right? So just ask yourself the question and we don't know how it's going to be showing up for you. And then we have the Five of Cups. Watch yourself for getting stuck on disappointment, because the Five of Cups is just like getting stuck on what isn't working rather than what is working. I'm going to clarify this just to see what else is going on here. Three of Knives. Okay. So a little bit of grief, heartbreak. I mean, heartbreak is really dramatic, right? But there could be like an anticipation for things to go south, or kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. That's kind of the energy that's hanging out right here. So this is going to be the work for you this month, is healing whatever's happening here. I also think there might be some wanting to manage this yourself, because you have the withholding card and then like the disappointment, heartbreak, griefy section right here. I don't know what this is going to be about. Obviously, it's different for everybody. But whatever you're clearing space for, because it seemed like you kind of popped open a new can of worms over the past month or so. With the release card, something new. And then you also have either a grief period or a concern period, or something is shifting, and so you might be evolving out of that emotionally as well, which goes along with grief. It can be literal letting go of something or loss in some capacity that is a factor in this, but it's all about what are you doing with it. That's the big question. I can't give you specific context on it. It's just about what is being healed. What's this opportunity to heal? And then this is a reminder of, you want to focus on what you're doing consistently in order to actually repair and heal it. Stillness is also going to help you a great deal as well. Okay, let's do a 3-card pick. You're welcome to take a deep breath into the diaphragm, ask a question if you'd like. Okay, card number 1. Knight of Cups. Showing up for your emotions. So more than anything else, I think the Knight of Cups is just helping you kind of look at them. Again, with this Seven of Swords sitting down here, I'm not going to tell you, oh, you want to show up with your emotions. Keep your context, your life in mind. It's not going to apply the same to everybody. So the Knight of Cups is just reminding you that you have to look at that part of yourself. You have to look at maybe the mechanics or the intention or the context or what's going on within yourself. It's going to help you along the way. Your emotions are going to be something worth exploring this month, and I think materially you seem super supported. This is giving you an opportunity to kind of work with the emotional upheaval that might be happening. Okay, and then card number 2, we have the Ace of Swords, a new idea, a new inspiration. This is get a notebook, write down the ideas that come up for you, and trust the nudge. So for some people, when you have the Ace of Swords coming up, it's the energy of, oh, I have this thought or this idea or this hit of inspiration, and that is the nudge. It's just coming through cerebrally more than anything else. So listen to that, jot it down. You might have an overwhelming amount of input coming through, and this is saying you're going to want to work with it and notice it. And then card number 3, Ace of Pentacles. This goes back to the opportunity that I was talking about up here. I don't know what this is going to be. It depends what you've been asking for and what you're working on. But whatever that is, I think that's definitely going to be coming through. So if you're like waiting for something, then your job is to get your energy behind it, and then when the opportunity comes up, then you take it and you're willing to receive it. So that's the energy that's showing up here. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for a bit, everybody. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing. And as always, if you need to work with me one-on-one, you are more than welcome to book a session with me. I am available. So just go to onyxhealing.com or check out the link in the description box for more ways to work with me. I have a lot of good stuff coming up in the coming months. And I also offer more readings on my newsletter, just like little readings that you get sent to your inbox every Sunday. And so go sign up for my newsletter if you're interested in all sorts of content and more readings. And until next time, have a beautiful November, everybody, and I will talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.